It's good. All right. So intro
Oh.
time. Intro time. All right. This is my first one. Okay. I'm nervous. All right.
Just
Just
give
nervous.
it a second.
All right?
Don't jump right into it like we're we got millions watching.
Listen,
Let's get the 2 or 3 in first.
I got one take at the. You're right. Hold on. Let me open up, mix it up. Because I'm not editing this either. This all goes right in.
We don't edit nothing.
There's no post effects here. There's no post.
What is on my face?
Oh, I gotta log in. I'm sorry.
Oh my god!
I didn't know it was gonna go over there.
I mean, I know I'd put something on it too to censor, but still, my god.
I might actually have to edit this. I might have to take out the first 10 seconds.
Why?
I don't know.
That, yeah.
By the way, we didn't even fix your lighting. You look, you still like Harvey Two-Face over here.
Oh, hold on. Let me reposition it. Okay, there we go.
Oh, babe, there. Look at that.
All I have to do is move it one section. I gotta remove that. Move it to a better spot.
All right. Today's episode. What are we?
Where it is.
All right, Duck, you're on the spot. What are we doing?
What do you mean?
I'm just kidding. We're talking about transactions, DLC, micro, loot boxes, pay to win, paywall, season passes, RMTs, and XP boosters. And I'm gonna explain why all of this started well before many of you were born. And after that, we're going to talk about why transactions killed a titan in the gaming industry. All right, Doug, explain it. I'm just kidding.
Radio silence.
I know we mostly talked about the. I said I was going to explain it. I'm going to explain it right now.
How about we go into hey, how's your week been? What have you been up to?
No. I gotta jump right into this, okay?
No.
Because I want this. No, you're right. We're going right back.
We got plenty
and
of time.
Tell me about your week.
Tell me about my week.
Tell me about what
it's last time.
What did we do? Thursday?
5 days.
It was Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
All right, don't cut yourself short. It's like 4.
4.5.
4.5, maybe 5. I don't know.
Depending on the timing,
So what you been up to?
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's been 5 days. I was right. Don't make me count it like that. Like I can't count.
Listen, the people want to know what's going on, and we're delaying them.
My weekend / week was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of work involved. We had a really awesome barbecue for our church end of summer barbecue. We call it on Friday night. And we had rented 3 huge bouncy houses for the kids.
Ooh.
I was like jealous. I'm like, man, we need to get up in there. Me getting up in there would not.
Spoiler alert! I do get in.
I couldn't get in one of them. They literally, I could barely fit my little mini one in. Number 3, like they roped that thing off. I don't know what it is, but anyway. They were nice. They were really good ones. The kids had a great time with that. We had fireworks, so we did our own fireworks there too. Had a one. Oh, we went dark. Zero dark. Hold on.
We are live.
We're live.
Oh, yeah, we are. This is live.
Okay. Don't push the mic this time again, Chad. Just leave it. There we go. Olduk, whatever you want to call me.
I'm still mind blown by the way that your name Olduk is just your name back. I am still mind blown by this.
I literally have had that. I don't know, 20 plus years. It's been like that.
I don't recall you telling me.
Yeah.
I don't, and I've never. I've known your name, and I've never connected those dots.
Right.
That's
funny. I had some other family members too that were liked it, and they wish they picked it first, but I was older, so I got it.
See, Olduk is such a good name too. Like I even talking to my wife, about branding, and we talk about all that stuff, and I'm like, Olduk, I like that name because, like, to me, when I read it, your logo is a duck, so I took it as old, and then just a cheeky way to say duck. And right. I'm very big into Norse mythology, if I could pronounce it correctly, and Vikings and all that stuff. So I'm like, yeah, this is cheeky. This is the cheeky I like.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, this is such a good name.
Hey, we just went kind of play off of it. We actually just recently, within the last couple of years, we're like, man, an old duck. Oh, a duck. Let's go with a duck theme with our stuff within
It's
streaming and
perfect.
just I've been doing a lot of changing with that, a lot of branding with it. It's been fun. If you Google Old Duck, it doesn't come up American. It's it's a lot of I don't know if Russian based or whatever it is. It just the name is it actually means something or something close to something. I've never really fully looked it up, but so anyway, the weekend was good. We had a lot. We got some really good rain. We've been so dry in our area and been hot and humid all the time. But gaming wise, I've been playing a lot of Rust. Really been into Rust lately. I've been doing a lot. I streamed Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I've just been doing a lot of searching within servers within Rust and trying to find ones that fit the criteria that I like to play with. Essentially, not everyone's going to hit the exact thing. Some of them were, within 15, 20 minutes, I've already got thousands of gear and thousands of things and just like was able to build, and to me, it was like end game within minutes. That's just not fun to me.
No.
Within Rust, I really love farming. I really love going out and getting the rock and the trees and all that stuff like that.
I know you like farming because I've watched you play Farming Simulator before.
Right? Yeah, I still have it, and we might still play that again sometime.
You never know.
Listen, it's on the list.
I'm kind of off on farming games. Personally, I'm off on the farming games for a bit. I just need a break from them. Yeah. Not saying I'm done at all. I'll definitely be playing more Rust sometime.
You'll be back in a week.
Oh, you'll drag me. You'll drag me into Rust.
You'll get it in
probably soon.
So I found a server that I find after I've been on, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 different ones within the last week, just testing and seeing what they do. I found one that I really like. Until something happened to me today that I wasn't very a fan of.
Oh.
So within the game, it's really cool. You could buy in currency within the game, not like we're gonna talk about RMT.
Oh.
I didn't have that.
Spoiler alert.
Within it, it was me working and doing the within it. And so you could buy a revive for $3,000 within the game, right? It's like, sweet. Let me revive myself. I revive myself and everything's gone. My whole inventory, my hotbar, my toolbox, everything within my inventory was gone. My hazmat was on me. My backpack was still there, but everything else was gone. I was like, are you kidding me? So that wasn't supposed to happen. I haven't contacted anybody, but it's just like, all right, let me just, make the stuff again and work on. But overall, it's been a good week, good weekend.
I mean, with the story like that, it sounds not so good.
No, it was good.
You broke our hearts.
That's
now you want me to think you had a good weekend?
That's something that needs to be fixed, but that's just part of gaming, and doing servers like this. Stuff like that just happens. But overall, good. Kids going back to school. We had our back to school day was today. So yeah, it's kind of getting back to the norm. It's gonna be nice. I'm excited about that, except for the fact that I got to go to Ohio Thursday, and I'm gone through Monday, and then I come back, and then a week later, my parents are here for a week. So after that, well, maybe after end of September, when I have to go to Charleston, South Carolina, then we're back to normal. But we're getting there. But yeah,
I'm on the same boat with the school.
How about you? How was your weekend and week going?
Boring.
Since the last time.
Boring. I was getting the kids ready for school. My youngest is going to kindergarten. I got all the school stuff done because I'm a stay-at-home father. Surprise! New norms. Right? But I'm a stay-at-home daddy, so I take care of all that stuff, and I've been doing all that. And then I've been doing all the behind-the-scenes work on our podcast, which I've been really late on. So we finally got our first vid up.
Yes.
I don't have the link to share.
I'll get it and put it in there.
Yeah, so put the link in the chat. It is not my personal YouTube, which is in my About Me, which I do need to put. If we're going to continue to use this channel, I do need to put the DukNilla YouTube will be down there eventually. Probably something we'll work on before the next show. But
Yeah,
that's
we'll
what
get
I've been
there.
doing. It's a lot of behind the scenes work. I would say I probably produced this whole episode. I kind of told Doug, well, I'm like, listen, this is what we're doing. Just give me your opinions.
It let me do it. So
Yeah, I did.
There it is.
It better let you do. I think you're a mod or an admin, so.
Well, not a mod, but you know, I mean, whatever. I did. You know,
Listen, if you're not a mod, you unmod it yourself. You know, that's your
I
fault.
don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Yeah, just mostly all that. That's all I've been doing. Pretty boring weekend. Some personal things have popped up, which we talked about. Really sad things, but
Yep.
such is life. Things get thrown at you. It's how we deal with them that matters most. So.
Right.
Do check out the YouTube. You know, make sure you subscribe to us there. You know, watching the cast, all that good stuff. It's really good, really fun. We're gonna be posting a lot there. So if you ever miss the show live, or if you just want to go back and binge them all, they'll all be there for as long as YouTube exists and we're on the platform. So.
Yeah, we'll work towards getting them into some of the other podcasts
Yes.
as well. We got to get some of that.
I'm looking
background
into
stuff figured
Spotify
out,
right
so.
now as well. So
Okay.
Spotify,
Yeah, Spotify would be perfect.
SoundCloud. I ideally, you know, as we go and we move forward, we want to make the, you know, however you listen to podcasts, we want to be on that platform. It's gonna be, you know, it's a slow process. A lot of this is us learning as we go, but we're happy, we're pleased where we're at right now, and it's picking up pretty nicely. You know, I believe we have a system in place now for YouTube where it's gonna come out. We do our show, it'll be available on YouTube in the morning, if not later that night. So pretty stoked about that.
Awesome. Yes, very very excited about what's going on and what we're able to do here.
Now what I'm excited about is
out.
what I tried to skip the whole intro over.
See?
I
He's
tried
trying
to
just jump
skip
the gun
everything.
here.
We
Oh,
talked
my
about
goodness.
listen. Yeah, we even talked right before we went live. We're like, listen, we're gonna talk about this, this, and this. But first, let's talk about what we did in the week. And I just like no. Let me beeline that. And, So we're gonna do the breakdown. All right. So we're just a little recap-a-rooney. I gotta fix myself here because I'm about to go on a rant. I'm gonna tell you all that our current stage of microtransactions have always existed. That this isn't something new. They've evolved, but they've started before most of you were born. Or if your dad's like us, you probably seen these and didn't really think anything of it. But I'm going to expose it and break it down to you. I was supposed to put this slide up as I was talking about it. But it first started, what it really did, and I'm probably really missing some aspects of this as well, but it really did start in the arcade. You know, think of it, a quarter per play. A nickel.
What are you?
Okay, boomer, calm down.
I'm not that old, but oh my goodness! And this was the stuff back in the day, right here. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness, man! I miss this stuff. I miss going to.
The arcade was something your parents drop you off, and.
Yeah.
But this really was the introduction of pay to play.
Right.
You know, one quarter or one nickel was one life. In some aspects, you know, you could 1 quarter was a continue, 1 revive. So in retrospect, no retro. This is how we start leading into this. Now, gaming evolved to being a home console, which took the world by storm. Being able to play the arcade games back home was mind-blowing. And one of the first real features that started to bring the microtransactions into those games that we played at home was the Sega Channel. Now, I think we talked about, I don't know, I can't remember. Did you say you remember the Sega Channel or no?
we talked about it, but I don't remember this. I mean, I had Sega. I had every single console out there known to man through PS4. But I don't know what the Sega channel. I don't remember what the Sega channel is. I mean, I know it looks like it's a coax cable hookup. I could tell that for sure.
Oh yeah.
But I don't remember what exactly it did.
So what the Sega channel was is it obviously plugged right into your Sega, and what it was a monthly subscription that you would pay to get X amount of games. Every month they changed, but you could play, it was like I think 100 games or something like that. It was an insane amount, but they always changed. Sometimes you got some games you like to play, but sometimes you didn't. I was very fortunate as a kid where my parents were in life that I got to experience this for a couple months before I didn't. But this to me is what slowly also starts to build towards these transactions. They've already been in place. Remember, I'm building in your mind. We're building that bed. I'm making the foundation for you. There's always been transactions. They've just been trying to find a way to make it stick. Now, what this to me sounds like is another place that we've been to. Blockbuster. Right? All hail the mighty Blockbuster.
I got a story on this one, so let me know when you want me to chat, because this was the stuff right here. This was what it was all. We would drive an hour from our home to go get video games. And you would rent them bad boys 3 or 4 at a time, you know what I mean? And the best is, so let's talk about this one for a second, because this really hits home to me. And we lived in the country. We lived in Ohio. I'm from Ohio, and we lived way in the country in the boondocks. It was a 45-minute to an hour drive to the closest Blockbuster. I mean, that was it. And it was all highway. I mean, it was a long drive. And I'm like, I'm doing it. I don't care. Half the time, you did it without parents' permission. I'm still 16, 17, 18 at the time. And I'm like, I'm going. I don't care. I want the game. So we go. This one time we went there, it was a little bit later when I was in college. And we went there, rented a couple games. My brother wanted to come with. We got him. And I was just heading back to college. I'm like, I can't go take this back. Like, someone's got to take this back. So I kind of left it there. I let Dad know, and I was gone. Oh, he let me have it. He was hot. He's like, I gotta go drive an hour to go take this game back. Oh, he was so mad, but it was so funny. Those
late fees too.
Stuff, oh my gosh, that stuff was big money. You know what I mean?
Those late fees, man.
You couldn't let that stuff add up back then. Anyway, yes, this was the stuff. I loved going. I wish they still had this. You know what I mean? I don't. We know what killed it, but
yeah,
I wish it still
Redbox.
Redbox,
Netflix,
Hulu, everything online. Right?
I mean, we still have I want to say a family video around us. Pretty much the same thing as Blockbuster. I mean, you're a Midwest guy, so that you probably have Family Dollar.
Yep.
Or not Family Dollar, but Family Video. But going back to the transaction point, Blockbuster really brings us back home. What it does is it's going back to the whole pay for play kind of aspect, back to the arcade, where you would pay money to play. Well, now you're paying money to rent. You're going back to paying a certain amount to play a game for a limited amount of time, and then you either need to pay more or return it. So we're really getting back to that. You're spending money per plays, per renting. So we have these aspects to it. Now, what this really reminds me of, and I kind of flashed it there, this really reminds me of something that is happening today, which is the Xbox Game Pass. This is the Blockbuster. This is the Sega channel just now. Where you pay per month. I think it's like $13.99, $15 at 4. I paid for it and I don't even know. But you pay X amount of dollars per month to play games, to have access to playing games as long as you have the Game Pass.
Yeah, PlayStation is the same thing.
Did they finally get one?
Oh yeah, we pay every month for him to just play Fortnite. So
Well, this is
Fortnite's
different.
free,
Hold on, this is different.
but he's
This is
still
not.
paying to get on the platform. Is
No,
what I'm
no, yeah,
saying.
no. Game Pass is not paying for online.
It's
Game
well,
Pass
essentially
is separate. Game Pass is its own thing of if you pay for Game Pass and you have access to all these brand new launch games. I believe the new Halo coming out will be available day one on Game Pass. That was Microsoft and Bethesda's big push was that their games upon release were available for free to play on the Game Pass. So as long as you have the Game Pass, you could play those games. Which to me is a huge savings, huge thing. I always tell people get the Game Pass because I have it for my Microsoft account online, so I could play like Sea of Thieves and all these other games, which I don't own, but I play through Game Pass. Actually, it's not true. I do own Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, it's a subscription that you have to play the game.
Yes,
it's the same as PlayStation is the same way. If I don't have that subscription, I cannot play Fortnite. Even though the game is free, they still make you have a subscription through.
But is that just is that just an online subscription? Like you have to have, like for instance, Xbox still has Xbox Gold, all that stuff that you still have to pay for to play online.
Yeah.
Like for instance, the Switch has the yearly one, which is like $20 for the year.
Like Chag says in there, he says Game Pass. You can buy that, but you also need online.
Yeah,
so you have to.
I think that's what that's what you're saying. PlayStation has, if I'm not mistaken. Is that PlayStation has where you have to pay for online? From my knowledge, I am not aware that PlayStation has a Game Pass.
No, but there's another company called out there called GameFly.
Yes,
that has that, pay online gaming option, but I don't know if they're still available, still out there. But that's just one that came to mind that I remember looking at. But yes, we have Game Pass as well, though. I mean, I don't know if I have Game Pass. I guess I have Xbox, whatever it is. So, but yes, I see what you're saying for sure. But it's not the same. I mean, I guess it's different than how Steam is. Steam, you don't pay for Steam. It just has games on there that you actually buy.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have a pass type of thing on there at all.
Oh, this is like this could be an episode by itself. We could talk about Fortnite and how I think Fortnite is a theft of ideas. And I'm going to give a bit of a spoiler, and I think in a future episode we'll go deep into this.
Yes.
But I will just give a bit of a spoiler of how I think like Fortnite is a theft of ideas. All right, the entire game was originally just the zombie game, and then they stole PUBG's Battle Royale, added it to Fortnite,
and build it better.
Oh, I'm not saying they don't build it better, but they did. They stole it. Yep.
You're good.
But yeah, they stole the idea, took it.
Okay.
Recently, I had a whole bullet point, and I'm not going to give them all. But they just stole, God, what's that game? Among Us. They now have an Among Us game mode.
Do they?
Yes. They have an Among Us game mode, but no homage to Among Us. No, hey, we kind of took your idea. But I'm not going to spoil. Has nothing to do with that. I can't remember what I wrote down earlier. Nothing to do with that.
The first
thing is,
episode about let's go back to last episode. Do you actually have your notes this time? There we go.
I got 3 pages.
We're getting there. We're there. Hey, it only
how do you think I remembered those intros?
That's great, right?
How do you think I remembered that intro? I couldn't remember that intro by myself. I had to look down. Right now, I'm about to look at my notes because I don't even remember what the next slide is. Oh, microtransactions. Transactions everywhere. That's the world we live in today, and it's really sad.
Yeah.
And we're gonna kind of go into each of these. Probably no specific order. I'm just gonna let the slides go. But
let's dive into the first one here and see.
Dive into the first one. First one's my meme, and I love this meme.
Oh.
which is just talk about microtransactions, which are make a game that's barely fun, add micropay to make it more fun.
Just barely more fun is what it should say.
Yeah, barely
right?
more fun, and then it goes back
for a
into a
hot
circle to make it barely fun, microtransactions to make it more fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's a simple formula, really.
Right.
And the problem is that people do pay for these, but we're going to go into why we think some are predatory and we are accepting of others. For instance, Fortnite, in my opinion, and I believe Duck shares the same sentiment. We did just talk about this, so I know you share the same sentiment, that we think Fortnite does a lot of the transactions and microtransactions right. It's a free game.
Right.
So
you don't have to buy any of them. You don't have to do anything.
It doesn't change the game.
Right? Yep.
You don't get no bonuses, nothing of that nature. And it's free to more importantly to me, it's free to play. Free to play games need to make money. Like, no matter what, a game needs to make money. Mm-hmm. We don't live in the same day and age where you release a game, you hope it does well, and full price game, it comes out. Some games, like, they have that aspect. I think Fallout 4 is still one of those games that you launch a Fallout franchise and it just kills it, unless you launch Fallout 76 and you just try to microtransaction the hell out of it. Skyrim's one of those ones where it's you launch a game, you don't need transactions. But we're talking about games that take years to develop. Fortnite, not coming out of the biggest studio, really unknown. It came out, alpha beta? Mm-hmm. Is it technically still a beta game? We talked about this before.
No, I think this one's live more than anything.
It's a live service game, 100%. Yeah. But these games try to get away with, we're still beta, so we could change everything how we want when we want. But at the same time, as a free game, I am totally okay paying some extra money for some cosmetics for a free game. What I think is predatory is the entire season pass aspect of being able to skip things. And the idea that of the Billy Mays here for a limited time only. You have to get it this season only. You want Superman skin, got to get to the end level, but if you give me $50, you're at the end.
Yeah, it's there's multiple levels now though, so it's not just like we get to 100 and we're done, in that mentality. It's still not, to me, a pay to win.
It's not a pay to win. I just think it's
the first
predatory.
That skin to be the first one to show, right?
Yeah, there's also a thing like doing research into this like transaction thing, which I didn't know was a thing. Apparently there's bullying that goes on within kids, being called default, which to me, I this is like a boomer in me. I'm like, what do you mean default? What does it mean? But it's basically poking fun at kids that maybe can't afford to get skins or to get the high class skins, the streamer skins. The like, some kids go out there and they see the season pass, and they just buy it all.
Yeah, I think this is a topic we're going to get into too, because this is really a passion to my heart, and the stuff that I do is bullying within gaming community, right? It happens every single game. And the default thing is, somebody just wearing the default skin. That's just the free skin that you get, right? The free one that you get from the beginning, and them just not playing good, playing like a bot, like they call, because now there's bots within the game too, because they just weren't filling up the lobbies. So that is something we're definitely going to be talking about in the future too, because that's just something that
we will definitely be talking about.
All
bullying.
Need to stand up against. That is it's unnecessary, even within a game. Just simple words can really hurt somebody. Yeah. So not getting off topic in that sense, we'll talk about that again. But I really feel out of most games, Fortnite has done a great job with fixing issues that may seem like a pay to win mentality. Like, for instance, some of their skins or some of their gliders can show differently than, and make it an advantage within the
Mhm.
game. Well, they fix those things, right? They take it out until they can figure out why. They remove it, or they just make some changes to it to make it so that it's not like that. So they've done a great job with that. I think my son did say in the past though, they did do some of this pay to win mentality from the beginning, but they got rid of it pretty quickly, and they don't do that anymore. So, but overall, yeah, it's a game that's. I mean, now they're not just making their money off of skins. I mean, that's probably a big overall amount where they're getting it from. But you know, as big as the game has been, they're doing well with what they're doing right now for sure. And I think they've done a good job with keeping it more skin related instead of it being, you know, a pay to win mentality.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a huge franchise. I know one of my favorite games, Magic the Gathering. They just announced next year there's going to be they do this thing every year. It's called Secret Lair. It's basically they print their own cards with their own flavor of art and different things. And one of them next year is going to be a Fortnite set or a
Oh,
Fortnite. It's not a set. It's not as set as a traditional set, but like a couple cards printed with Fortnite artwork.
oh, that's cool.
Which, of course, as someone who likes to be immersed into a multiverse or a universe per se, I hate it. They did they just printed Walking Dead cards, for instance, about probably maybe a little less than a year ago. I still bought them, which I'm at fault as a consumer. I bought them, told them, hey, this is cool. You're gonna make money, but I hate it. But that goes into the human aspect of people.
Yeah.
Like for instance, microtransactions. You could hate them. If you still buy them, you're still, you're they're not going to stop. Right. Just like me, I hate that they printed these cards, but I still bought them. So I can't really complain too much about it because I'm supporting it.
Right. Exactly.
You know, and
you can't get too negative Nancy on it, right?
I gotta accept it and be like,
it's a good way for them to bring some income in and revenue and change some things up a little bit, and get away from it just being a full mentality of the way that they've been doing it, and just see what happens. They're probably testing the market with that, and if it works, it works. If not, move on to the next vision. So. I think they've done fine with, I think it's okay to try things like that. It's just some people, the old school, like Vanilla James here with this one. I'm like, no, I don't want to do this, but give me those cards though. I still want them just in case they hold some value later on too, right?
I have a sealed box behind me too. I wanted that. I wanted them because you could get me in a whole rant about Magic the Gathering. They're mechanically unique, all right? Yep. They don't exist other than this set, so I had to buy them. I wanted to use them, and then I'm making myself sound even worse because I bought multiple. But I bought a sealed set just in case it went up in price because I'm also a realist. Where I'm like, listen, if there's money to be made, I'm gonna make it.
Yep. Hey,
but kind of going back to our topic here, and Fortnite, like I said, I think they've done it right when it comes to a freemium game. I don't want to call it a freemium game because it's really not a freemium game. It's a free game with microtransactions that's not pay to win. I think it's still predatory in the way that their season pass system works, where, like, to me, I'm okay with them having a season pass, a free one and a paid one. What I'm not okay with is the idea of basically skipping levels for money. I'm not a big fan of it. I shouldn't say I'm not okay. I'm not a big fan of it.
Right.
It's not. It's not my cup of tea. I understand it makes them probably millions of dollars, and they're not going to stop. But I think that's predatory towards kids, especially being a kid's game. I understand they don't have loot boxes. If they had loot boxes, we'd be having a completely different conversation. I'd say the game is completely predatory. I'd say 100% predatory if they had loot boxes. Which if they do, and someone please tell me if they do. If they do, we're gonna have a completely different conversation. But I think as of right now, I think the game has predatory-esque aspects, but it's not entirely predatory. And I think they still do things right.
I'm okay with their battle passes because it's not levels within this game don't mean anything. right? They don't give you any more talents. They don't give you any more attributes. They don't make your character any better. All it gives you is skins and maybe a couple more V-Bucks if
Well,
you buy all the way up to 100.
let me jump in right here. Let me jump in. What I'm saying is to kind of make clear the predatory aspect is the rush. The you need it. If you want it, you have to get it before time runs out.
Right.
So as a typical kid, especially kids that go to school, and as a parent, I keep track of how long my kids are online. Most kids aren't going to get enough time to get to that point or build up enough XP to get the thing they want. So they're going to have to go to these loopholes, which is spending more money, time saving, and I mean, essentially it's time saving. I think that aspect, the idea of that you have to buy now, right here, limited time. That aspect to me is just like the daily items. That is a perfect example of buy now. Like, look, they're only here today. Yeah, they're only here today. If you want them, buy them now. You have to buy them now. That's the kind of predatory stuff that I don't like. That builds into this children addiction, this child addiction of stuff, which we already, 100%. As a society, we already have addiction problems. No matter what you like, I have Magic the Gathering. I have addiction to Magic the Gathering. I spent way too much money on this game. Booster packs. We can go on a whole rant. Booster packs are loot boxes. All right, sports cards with the original loot box.
Right.
But I think, I mean, you know, these game companies aren't stupid. They're building it on that way on purpose. The difference is Fortnite is at an acceptable level to me.
It's built on addiction type of levels, right? I mean, like you said, it's built on, if you think about this and the way that they do their marketing and then the way that they're looking at how they can market too, it's all mind, right? It's all built on science. I guarantee they have a team that's on a science team of like how they can go in, what's the depth, what is the lingo, what's the things we need to say, you know, the time frame, the countdown, the every day at 7:00, this is when we're switching it. These, like you said, these things are mine. It's, you know, I'm not big on the lingo of understanding it all, but I understand the fact that a game like this, when it comes to skins, because I deal with it every day with my son, right? He'll come to me like, Dad, this is gonna end in 5 minutes.
You're proving my point.
I need to get this skin.
Yeah.
You know that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I need this skin. So it is a drug. It is an addiction that we're working on with kids in general. And do I let them buy more than I should? Probably. But I do that in a sense of we're looking at getting into the streaming world, right? Whether it's me gaming, him gaming, in that sense. So I look at it as a future thing, not necessarily as an addiction. I'm looking at it as a building in our future of what we can do as a team, as him streaming up here in the end of the year, you know, and getting into that setting, and having those skins. You know, I think it does show some level of ranks, you know, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Like, I could play the game and not buy a skin and be fine. You call me default all you want.
I was just to say, okay, default.
I am, because I don't know how to build.
We come from a different era where bullying, like I grew up, and this is like, I try to raise my kids as best as I can to this aspect of, I don't care what you say about me. You know, right. we grew up in a world of I am rubber, you are glue. You know, everything you say about love, you sticks to you, kind of thing. Kids growing up these days aren't like that. You know, I grew up without participation trophies. I don't do that kind of stuff. I teach my kid how to lose. I teach my kid, you know, if someone's picking on you, there's a reason they're picking on you. They're insecure with themselves, and understand that what they're saying isn't necessarily true, and that you're stronger than that.
Right.
And I
totally agree with that. And it's just, but it is one of those things that's every game out there is trying to do this thing and one up the other competitive, you know, the competitor. And so far, Fortnite has done a great job at doing this, you know, at like you said, kicking the the strings of the kid and understanding to how to get to them to then allow them to get to their parents, right? Because
Yeah.
they got to get the pocketbook somehow, whether it's them sneaking it or or asking all the time.
This
So
gives me goosebumps thinking about it. Is I do read a I wouldn't say I'm an avid reader, or I read a little bit of literature, and I'm a big type of person where, like, if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. And one of the big things is, when people talk about, like, if you wanted to take over a country, and when people talk about taking over a country, we're talking about, you don't do it overnight. It's generations. First thing you do, and I'm comparing this to game companies for reference, is these game companies understand, like, if they go after the kids, right? These kids grow up. This becomes acceptable to them. They've already bred the addicts. Well, now that the addicts have grown up, it's now acceptable. And now that the parents accept it, their kids now get into it, and it's completely acceptable. So now it's free reign city. And to me, as a parent, I really want to start pushing back on some of these companies for their predatory antics and how they handle this. Fortnite, again, is not really on my radar for it. Again, there are some things I dislike, but it's not overly predatory. The whole idea of, like, you have to buy now. That's how our society is.
Right.
And I think it's important. Yeah,
that's what we live in right
perfect.
now.
Yeah, I think we teach it to our kids. And I think the biggest thing is that we can talk to our kids and learn. As fathers, we're perfect for this cast. Is we're fathers, balancing this with our kids. I know my son's, he's getting into Fortnite. I mean, he's 9. He's getting into Fortnite. He won his first game last week, and I was like, "Shut up! You actually won?"
Right?
I'm like, you what? What?
I still haven't won. I'm third.
No, I've won quite a few,
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I'm not a
I
brag,
get my son pulls me in. I have never won a solo because I don't play it solo. But I played one match last season, duos. We got a win. I hung it up. I'm done. I'm a champ.
But yeah, I mean, my son still buys that kind of stuff, and he, asks me for different things or passes and skins. He wants skin like Pokemon Go. That's another. Initial thoughts, I haven't really dug into Pokemon Go, but I'm okay. I like Pokemon Go. It gets my kid outside and stuff like that. So I am totally fine with purchasing him, like, Pokeballs to raid. There are definitely things within it, like, if you want to get more Pokemon, you got to have more space. You got to buy bag space. You got to buy item space. You get more items. So there is some aspects of that game I dislike like that. But it as parents, we got to find that trade-off, and we got to find ways to, like, balance it, like, what's the acceptable amount of addiction? What, is there an acceptable amount of addiction for children? Because I mean, when you think about it, I don't know if this is going off on a rant. Like, kids, no matter what, a child has addiction to something. Like, whether it's toys, food,
cartoons,
TV. I mean, I'm sure our parents,
right.
Our parents are looking at this right now, going, "Yeah, you were addicted to TV, and it drove me crazy." All right, I put it on to shut you up. Now I have a 2-year-old that knows how to run my phone and go on YouTube and watch what he wants.
Yeah, isn't that scary?
It's terrifying.
Just think about it the same way. It's nuts.
Yeah, he wants Coco Melon, and I'm tired of Coco Melon. Okay.
Gosh. Don't even bring that up ever again. I never watch another Coco Melon. Okay?
I mean, this is gonna come out as a really bad parent moment in me. But my middle child recently told me he wanted to watch Blippi, and I told him Blippi died. You would have thought you would have thought I just told him Santa Claus died. Like, he lost his crap, and I had to sit down and tell him he's not. Daddy was just misinformed.
That's rough, man. I mean,
I hate that
like
guy.
Blippi, as much as I don't like it, he keeps them entertained. He does a good job with it. I've watched, you know, more than I want to watch and admit to watching. But he does a good job with it. But yeah, yeah, I mean, you know, on Fortnite, but there's other games we could talk about too, right? So this game, they've done a good job overall, I think. Marketing, like they said, aggressive marketing in chat. It's very aggressive marketing, very aggressive, and they don't, you know, I don't. You see commercials too. There's commercials out there. They're targeting people. You know, we get to another part of it. They're targeting the entertainment world.
I was
Right?
gonna say they've done Fortnite concerts.
Oh yeah, they're doing concerts.
They do
within it.
events.
Right
They're
now,
very
one
hip.
of the biggest things is what's that cartoon? I don't watch it because I think it's not very good
Rick
for
and
kids at
Morty.
all. Yeah, I think that's horrible for kids. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it's horrible for adults too. That's my opinion as well. I won't watch it. I have never watched any of it. But they're targeting those things, right? So they're targeting, and their marketing is, they're doing a great job with it because they're hitting, you know, all the different types of, can't even think of it, but there's so many different
pop
avenues.
Culture.
Yeah, well, pop cultures. There's movies and stuff that they're hitting too. So they're doing a good job with that and bringing it in because it's attracting other people in other areas. Let's bring it into our game.
Yeah, let's move on. I mean, we've talked about Fortnite. Yeah. We will bring it up again. It's coming up on another slide. We're gonna be talking about it. Now we're gonna get to loot boxes. Real brief. Depending on the game, depending on what's in a loot box.
Right.
Like I've said, sports cards have been loot boxes in my opinion for a long time. Magic the Gathering is a loot box. When you buy a booster pack, you open up the cards, you get 1 rare, 3 uncommons, and 11 commons. That rare could be worth something, it could not be. It's a loot box. It handles it's all about addiction. You could get it. What I don't like is when games, I wrote down an example is was it War of let me go back. War of Warships. And again, this is my research. They had a certain warship you could only get through a loot box, which is predatory as all get out. Like, so you're telling me I have to purchase loot boxes continuously to open them? And mind you, this warship wasn't like a bad. We're talking like the meta.
So did it help you win the game in general with that warship?
Yes.
Okay.
Like if you didn't have it, you were at a disadvantage.
I call that a pay to win as well, right? Because you're paying to get better at the game instead of actually playing it.
Yeah. So I mean, I think there's right ways to do loot boxes, but there's also I mean, I think loot boxes are very predatory too, especially in Overwatch. Overwatch does the exact same thing where it's limited time only. Christmas skins, you want them, you gotta get them now. If you want these skins, you gotta get them now. And just to prove how addicting, and they know this, they give you some for free. The first one is on me. You know, and I'm not gonna lie, I played Overwatch. I bought loot boxes. I enjoyed it. Looking back, it's completely it is predatory. But what's the acceptable amount to a loot? Like if it's to me, if it's just cosmetics, I think I'm okay with it. I think I'm okay with it being predatory. Like I'm still okay with it because as long as it's cosmetic, right? Or do we think that's too much of gambling? Because we see, like right now, you see dollar amounts to these loot boxes.
Right. I'm okay with its skin, but when it makes the game better for you, because now you put yourself on a different playing field than someone else because you have the money to do it, or you want to buy these, or and you get actual items within the game that make you better or have a significant impact in the way you play. I'm not for that at all. That's go back to Fortnite just for a second. Within the zombie part of it, or whatever that part was, I can't remember what it's called. They did have loot boxes.
Oh yeah, they did. I remember. Yeah.
The llamas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so those items you could get within there to make a game. Now, save the world, right? Now, I'm okay with that because it's more PvE driven than it is PvP. Sure, you're playing with other players, but you're not playing against them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're working together for a common goal. So in a PvE setting, I'm okay with that in that game specifically. Other games that we'll probably talk about, I'm not okay with it. Even though it is in a PvE setting, it just it I think it takes away the fun of the game, right? It speeds it up to the point where you just, what do I do now? Type
Yeah.
of mentality.
So
So
it's a
I
quarter
don't I don't
for a
think
life.
yeah, right?
I mean, I like I said, I think loot boxes are I think they're kind of on the same level to me as Fortnite, where I think it's an acceptable level of addiction, uh, as long as it's cosmetic and it's not pay to play or
Right.
paywalled or I have to have, we when it comes to our kids, we can't protect them from everything. Our kids have to be exposed, like evil's all throughout the world. We cannot hide our kids from everything that's evil. Our kids have to be exposed to it and see it.
Right.
And the important thing as parents is that we tell them what it is, and we express to them, like, you see how evil that is or how bad that is. That's why, and we try to help them understand it. And I think like things like these, as my kids grow up, I will express to them. It's pretty. If you enjoy something, take some time, but understand the predatory nature of it, and don't let it consume you. Like I have my brother, for instance, involving skins, League of Legends. My brother's League of Legend account is like worth more than my car, and I have a 2020 car. I have a 2020 Kia Sorento. My brother's
That's a lot.
League of Legends account is almost worth more than my car, because he buys every skin, has the ones that you could only get for these events. Crazy, to me, understand, if you enjoy something, like to him, he enjoys it. He always plays it. There's different kind of games that, like, I know I've spent hundreds of dollars on, like, for instance, we're going to talk about Simpsons Tap Down a little bit. I've spent hundreds of dollars on that, and I don't even play that game anymore. It got me on the predatory aspect, on the paywall, on the push. People, I'm sure there's plenty of people that played Candy Crush and have paid some money to pass a level.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Right. Oh my gosh, that game.
I think we can move on from. I mean, unless you got something to add on to loot boxes, I'm sure we'll talk about it again. But I think we're pretty good on it.
I think we're good on that. Yeah, like it's just more like what you said. I don't want to. And maybe this is our mentality as dads, as older gamers within the community. I don't want to buy something that's going to make the game better for me right away.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I feel it's just it hurts. Yeah, they're making money, but they better be coming out with something else really fast, because people are they're going to be like, they're going to be looking left and right like, oh, well, what's going on? Oh, we're done. All right, let's go play something else. They're going to leave your game. So what they're doing is they're bringing out something all the time, but you're going to have to always do that, to fill that need, that addiction, that type of mentality. So it's, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of loot boxes. If they're skin based, I'm okay with it, but cosmetics is all it is. I can't go any past anything else more than it being worth it. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we're on the same page. I'm gonna go back a little bit because looking down at my notes, I missed a point. But going back to like games that we even some other people have played as well. Fallout's my example of when a game would come out, and these aren't live service games where when a game came out you looked forward to DLC. So you might pay, the kind of transactions you'd have there is you'd pay for a DLC. Well, sometimes there would be a one-time charge where you could buy all the DLCs that weren't even out yet as like a pass, you know. And I just wanted to bring that up as another form that has been out there before.
Right. And DLCs are out there for everything, right? They're still out there. Rust has them. You know, pretty much every game within Steam. You know, one of the games we play a lot, Tarkov, they're gonna come out eventually with DLCs that they said. So
but they said with our EOD edition, we won't have
that'll be included, you know, with that.
Now, this one is, I don't know if you've ever played Madden Mobile.
I don't know if I played mobile. I played it once or twice and got rid of
it. This is the game. This game is loot boxes gone wrong. So what we're looking at is packs. So Madden Mobile is essentially Ultimate Team, and I actually loved Madden Mobile. When it first came out, I really enjoyed it. I actually spent more money than I'm willing to admit. They got me. And since then, I have opened my eyes. I have learned from my ways. And it's one of those things of, I'm going to try and speak with my wallet. I understand that I am just one person, and one person doesn't necessarily change the world. But if I talk about it, maybe I could change another mind. Maybe they could help me change another and another and another. But this is one that is right in chat, straight up scam. It is. It is pay to play. You open packs. Your packs are different players with different ratings, and you build your team based off that. Obviously, you got to buy more packs to get higher rated players. And like, there might be a Tom Brady, but that Tom Brady might be only a 90 overall, and you got to get the 99 overall Tom Brady. And then every month they come out with new ones, and there would, you know, it'd be like you'd have to buy like a box of cards, and it came with a box topper, but that'd be $100, and it just developed into something. When I started to play it, I realized, I'm like, I am not paying money for this. And if you didn't pay money, sure, you can still play and build up to get that free stuff, but if you play ranked or any competitive form of it, you're not gonna compete. You know,
right?
It's just it's not gonna work. And this is a game where EA like needs to. This is predatory beyond belief. It's predatory. It's pay to win, predatory in the aspects of addiction based. It's to me, football is still targeted to kids. I don't care what anyone says. You know, kids watch football. Plenty of kids enjoy football. And I'm going to end my rant there before I go too deep into it. I could yell at some people.
Yeah, I mean, I just pulled up in the App Store because I was curious. You know, like most games within the apping mobile games are, you can get it. It's a free game.
Yeah, it's free.
In-app purchases. It says underneath every single one of them, right? So you know, to the point where you're either going to be watching commercials after every pass, or whatever game it is, or every click or every jump, and then there's a commercial, or whether you have to pay to not have any commercials.
Yeah,
you know, we have that in Twitch, right? Twitch has it. Twitch Turbo. I pay for Twitch Turbo because I don't want to watch commercials.
YouTube Premium.
I
pay for YouTube Premium.
Hulu Live. You know, everything has those things to get rid of it because they need to make some revenue off of that as well. In that sense, because they're getting paid by people that are, you know, wanting to put their commercials on them. So,
I mean, this is a whole nother rant too. But I've had this talk with my wife, my mother, you know, because I'm trying to get her kind of caught up on, you know, now how the world works nowadays is different. You know, like for cable companies used to work where they sold you packages, HBO, this. So you want to be on this package, this plan, which after a year changes the price drastically. They got you. Nowadays, it's all about subscriptions. Subscribe to this, subscribe to that, and it sounds cheap. You're like, oh, I'm just gonna get Comcast internet, and I'm just gonna pay $75 for internet. But then you add HBO Max for $15. Then you add Disney Plus. Then you add Hulu. Then you add and then by the next thing you know, you're already paying what you were paying before.
Right, if not more.
Yeah, and
you're paying more because if you think about it, yeah, I'm not paying $80 to one company, but I'm paying 20 here, 10 here, 5 here, 30. You're not really understanding, but you're actually paying probably double, triple what you actually were paying from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You think of it that way. I mean, I've seen it plenty of times, and I know we've been there close sometimes too. We had to cut some stuff,
Yep. I mean, it goes down to everything in your life is pretty much a subscription these days. I mean, like you just said,
We're in that
YouTube,
we're in that era right now.
Twitch,
right?
anything they can put a subscription on is
Now, not to be biased on all those others of ours, but gifting subs to people on Twitch, we're content creators like we are right now, right? We're not saying if you like watching us, that's great. You don't have to. We don't want that. We don't have to have that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If you want to hit the follow and subscribe down below, I'm just. But it's one of those things where we're on a free platform that allows us to put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
If we get subs, if we get bits and stuff like that, we get right. We get a cut of that. We get a cut of that, and essentially. So there's people that do really well with it. But it's not our main focus. Will it come? Sure, that's great. If it does, that's wonderful. But us, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna, you know what I want more than a sub? Why don't you tell your friend about this show, about this podcast? Tell a friend. Share it. Go to YouTube, share the YouTube vid. Subscribe to the YouTube. That's free. Share the YouTube video. Tell some friends about it. That's free. I would much rather you share my content and talk about my content to someone else and bring other people in. That way I get more eyes. We get more eyes on our content, and then we can get more people. I would much rather have that than someone subscribe, give me and then, I mean, like, subscriptions are great. But like I said, I'd much rather have you share the content. Not saying I don't want you to subscribe.
Right.
What? If you had to, don't feel strapped. Just go tell a friend. Find a friend, make them sit down, watch the content, and be like, listen, these guys are cool. One of them looks amazing. The other one's, he's like an 8 out of 10.
Wait, this way.
There we go. I'm clearly the 8 out of a 10.
Camera's backwards, It's like, okay, that works.
No, they say men age, you age like fine wine. You're way better looking than I am.
Oh, gosh. I don't know about that, buddy.
Way better.
Any rate.
All right, but I want to go back to Madden real quick. And this game, they've paid so much. This is how much money Madden makes is that they've stopped caring about the content of the regular Madden game itself. The last couple of years, they have had banners for the previous Madden game still within Madden in the newest one. So the development teams barely care about the game itself. It's almost a roster update every year, and they try to pretend like there's something new. Mm-hmm. Or if it's something new, they clearly didn't listen to the community on what they want. I want a playmaker. Can I make my own plays and add them to they added it, took it away. I want something like that. They took all these other features out, but then they're like, hey, Ultimate Team, Madden Mobile, new stuff. It's what they care about is Madden Mobile, and that's it. I get it. It makes them millions, billions probably. Mm-hmm. But I just want to point that out. It's a game that EA has killed Madden. I hope Madden goes somewhere else. Let another company be able to make NFL games.
Yeah, it was a game I loved playing. Don't play it. I haven't played it in years, to be honest.
Simpsons Donuts. This is my prime example of a paywall. You get to a point. I know you probably never played this game.
No, I've never played this game. I didn't even know this game existed.
Simpsons tapped out. You basically build your own Springfield.
Okay.
And it's
now
pretty.
Let's see. I've watched my share of Simpsons as a kid because how much was it out there, right? I mean, are they still making new episodes now?
Yes.
And it's been out 25 plus years, right? At least maybe 30. I mean, we're creeping up to the 30-year mark.
I think it's been out for 30. I don't know. But
I mean, you keep going.
It's not a bad game. It's definitely another thing we didn't talk about is in this game, the way to me it's pretty predatory, and I don't even know if I want to say predatory. It's more it consumes your time, and this took me some time and hearing other people say it to realize is it has aspects of the game that are involved in time. So like for instance, you'll build your own Springfield, you'll unlock the characters from the show. You can then send those characters to do jobs to make money. And of course, the premium money is the donuts, which of course the characters don't make donuts. They make the dollars. But those characters are set to a certain time for each job. So if a character's job is 4 hours, guess what you're doing in 4 hours? You're logging back on. So to me, this is one of those games that you need to log on to. And of course, each building would have a certain time limit before it unlocked more, like it would produce money. You tap on the building and it give you money. So you got to log on to get the money. Another game that's not on these slides is the Marvel, I want to say Strike Force, which I got into with my brother. You would get free currency every like 4 hours. I think it was like 4 or 6, but you basically made sure you logged on every 4 or 6 hours to get that free currency, or in this case, to get the jobs done for Simpsons Tapped Out. And to me, that's where they start to consume your time. You start to build your day around playing these games, where I have to log on at this time to complete these tasks. And it always builds you, and it does make you an addict in a way where you're like, I have to get on to get the free currency, or I have to finish these jobs, or my character's gonna be done with these jobs by this time. I gotta log on. So to me, this is where a game can start to build an addict in the way that it consumes their life. It consumes their everyday routine, which I don't think is healthy.
It changes their routine, right?
Yeah. I mean, some people who are heavy addicts to games in this manner it can consume your entire routine, your entire life in some aspects.
Yes,
I think that's a little extreme.
1989. So 32 years. 32 years. Majority of the people that are probably listening to this, or some of it aren't even 32, or even in the 30s, right? So I mean,
hey, sir, I'll be 33 in October.
I'm not.
You need to calm down.
So you're pretty much your whole life has been Simpsons. Think about it.
Yeah.
Right. 706 episodes. There's 32 seasons. That's insane. And so they're going other avenues. They're going other ways, right?
Our next slide is talking about I just have a battle pass, but I'm just gonna use this slide to jump around to some other things. I know you wanted to talk about RMTs. I have no clue what RMTs are.
Real money transactions. So essentially it's what we've been talking about the whole time. That's what it is, the era of it. And then as a whole is what it is. And then the different games, the different things that are taking those monies, taking money.
Taking those monies.
Yeah, taking
something from Michigan now
for in-game currencies. We
do that in Michigan, right?
Do you?
Yeah, we add an S to everything.
No, that's right.
You want to go to Walmart's? Want to go to Kroger's?
I try not to go. Well,
want to go to Myers? Do you guys have Meijer by you?
No.
It's Myers.
In Ohio we do. Yeah, Myers.
Myers.
I always call it Myers too, though. So.
Oh, so you got that. And maybe it's a Midwest thing. I don't know. We always said it was a Michigan thing.
It might be, because I mean I do that quite a bit on certain things as well. I guess I'll have to listen to myself and see if I do that around here. But I do remember doing that in Ohio, like BJ's. Now there's a place called BJ's like Myers. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. It's
we
kind
have
of
them
like
here.
Sam's or something like that. But it's not Sam Club. It's Sam's Club, right? That's the way they wrote it. So, Myers is like a grocery store essentially.
It's totally Meijer, by the way, not Myers.
Myers. See,
I get corrected on it all the time.
Well, they can go fly a kite. I don't care. I'm calling it Myers. I'm calling it what I want to call it.
Yeah, it's Walmart's. We call it
I don't
Walmart.
ever say
You want to go to
Walmart's.
Walmart's? I don't know. I feel bad every
That's a
time I say
Michigan
it.
thing. I mean, an Michigan thing. I can't say it. I can't say
Mhm.
the full word there. You know.
So I thought I had this slide. I apparently don't. But going into like pay to win and time savers. So I know again with the season pass thing, we can talk about it could be a time saver aspect of buying the like boost in a way to skip levels. I know the new Assassin's Creed Valhalla was really big on time savers, and people lost their mind over it. To me, time savers essentially just pay to win.
Mm-hmm.
It's and I wrote this down, and we didn't get to talk about it, but I hate this argument. People come up with this argument all the time, and it's that hey, I work a full-time job, and I just want to come home and play the game, but I also want to be competitive against everybody else. So I need time savers, and I'm just gonna, I need those things so I can stay competitive. That you ruin the game for other people. I understand you have a job, but it's if you enjoy a game, you'll find time to play it, and to me, it lessens how valuable some of those achievements are. Like to me, like for instance, battle passes used to be the point. There was no skipping in a battle pass. If you unlocked the final skin at the battle pass, you were a boss because you got all the XP, you worked your butt, you did it. Now it's I just bought everything. You don't know.
Let's
you don't
just get it all right away.
Yeah, you don't know. And it, like to me, time savers, and they're just pay to win to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I dislike it.
And
it ruins games.
I think there's a variance in that though. It's based on the game itself, right? So I'm gonna go. Say Fortnite. We know Fortnite. People can do. There's just battle royale. There's no other server that you can play on that will allow you to play on a private battle royale server. Now there's ones on there. You could do some different things with it in the background. I get that. Like let's talk about Tarkov, right? Escape from Tarkov. There's no other server besides the one you are logging in and playing against. I can't start up my own server and make changes in the background and do these things. I can't do that. Rust, you can. Some of the 7 Days to Die, you can. A lot of those survival games, you can do that. And you can make those conveniences. People can do that, and that's okay with it. I think I'm okay with it in that sense because there are people that can't play. They work 10, 12-hour days. They want to get on. They want to farm some material, and they just want to be able to get into the fights. So Rust is really big in that. There's a lot of servers out there that they call them 2 times, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, 100 times. That means if I hit a tree, I'm going to get 100 times the amount what vanilla is. And that's vanilla within the game. That is what I'm saying. Not vanilla James. You know what I mean?
I like the story.
So you're going to get
default.
instead of 5 pieces of wood, you're going to get 100 pieces. That kind of mentality. So you could just knock one tree down and get enough for your whole wipe. So there are those type, and it's a different. To me, it's different. That's not a pay to win in that sense. That's a service that someone provides within the game that they've purchased the server for themselves and done that. Now we get into the pay to win part of it. Is if that same server says, "Here's a VIP, you can buy it." You could pay for this, this product, $15 a month, $150 a year, or whatever it is. And then you're going to get certain products to help you do better or help you excel quicker within the game.
Yeah.
That's a different feel than the actual settings within the game that you're changing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think there's a difference between modded material and base game material. Modded material is like if you want to do your own thing. There's great games with modded material.
Right.
Great games. I mean, some of the best games I've ever played are modded or accept mods like Fallout 4, one of the greatest games in my opinion of all time. Skyrim, one of the greatest games of all time. Mods. Minecraft, for heaven's sakes.
Minecraft's a big one. Yeah.
Minecraft's pretty much mod city. Some of the best. I mean, was it small pix? Was it something pixel? Something pixel.
Pixelmon.
No, it's like
Pixelmon. I don't know.
I can't remember. It's like Go Pixel or something. No, it's not Go Pixel. I can't remember. I'm too boomer right now. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's
we both are.
it's its own mod, and you can play games on it. It's really good. I mean, Mod Material could be great. I know there's even microtransactions within some mods, like the One Pixel service I'm thinking of for Minecraft has some transactions in it.
Well, you have to pay for those mods because people are developing them to use them, right?
Well, that goes down to the
fee.
Yeah, that goes down to the free
Right.
games where, like, there's acceptable levels of transactions I'll totally accept. Now when we're talking about a full title I pay $60 for, like a Super Smash Bros. I don't want to hear you tell me I gotta pay to unlock a character.
Right. Yeah.
Like, to me, that is beyond a no to me. Like, what happened to the old days when I can unlock the character? Like, there was tons of time. I don't know if this was you, Doug, but we would get together and it'd be like, hey, we got to use James's account because he unlocked everything. We ain't using your account. You didn't unlock this guy.
Right.
It's like, or you'd be at your buddies. Who beat the game? We're going to Sean's house. Did he beat the game? No. Yeah. Yep. I'm bringing mine. I want to play with this character. Then it's sad to say, I love Smash Bros. We would have friends come over, we drink beers, play Smash Bros. And Mario Kart and stuff like that. And I didn't realize till we got our Wii U that they started doing the whole character where you had to purchase characters. And I mean, I did have a friend who's like, listen, I only played it. He purchased that character on my Wii U, but I've never purchased the character. Other than someone purchasing it for me, I have never purchased it and I never will, because I don't believe in that practice at all.
Right.
Now, I'm the type too. I'm not really afraid to miss out on a game. No, I'm not big on that. I'm sure I'll find a contradictory point of a game I like, and I was like, all right, James, you funny you make that point because you totally bought this.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same with, like, for me, for Rust, there's skins in that game.
Well, let me also say this: if you enjoy a game and you enjoy what the product is giving you, and it gives you if it brings you absolute joy, right? You don't have to listen to what we say either. Like, if it brings you joy and you want to buy it and purchase it, do it. This life's about finding enjoyment. Now, with that said, I'm going to tell you to be careful and define, know the difference between a predatory act and something that's not, but go enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And going to the Rust part of it, the reason why, after playing the game for a while and understanding, a lot of the skins that you get within Rust are either geared off of other Twitch streamers. They have a skin that they can have through there, or they're out of people with their artwork that they've made, that they've designed, and then put their time and effort into it. So it's cool to see those things. You can buy those things. That's great. It doesn't give you any, advantage within the game. It makes make you more or less stick out because of it being glowing, or that kind of a concept. But yeah, people put a lot of time and effort within the game that they don't necessarily are going to get paid for. They might get something, some kind of revenue out of that. But yeah, I think just the skins. I think the skins overall in games in general is okay, but still don't go overboard with it. Don't feel like you need to own everything, and it's eventually you're putting a mortgage payment on buying skins, right? Because it could easily happen. There's so many games out there that have that, and you're paying that much a month. That's probably you probably need to cut it back a little bit. Come talk to us. We'll help you. Whatever it is. But I think it's one of those things where you got to be careful with.
Yeah, for sure. I think we need to move on to our final topic here, but just brief recap that we definitely think that there are appropriate microtransactions within a game, free games mainly. I think we both can agree that we don't agree with some of the predatory antics of some of these companies, but overall, not a big fan of microtransaction as a whole.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is going to lead me into why I'm going to say this game's dying. It's on life support. And transactions are what killed it. Because this is a prime game that has lasted a long time. And this goes into progression games. Progression games cannot... You can't have shortcuts. If you lessen if you lessen the progression time, it takes away from what it meant and what it means and the value it has. So progression, there was a perfect analogy of this. It was like progression equals value equals time, or progression equals time equals progression equals value. And if you take in God, I think I butchered that, by the way. I think it's progression equals time and time equals value. I don't freaking know. But if you had transactions into it, you cut out one of them and it lessens it. So, I mean, that's going right into World of Warcraft. To me, this right here, the WoW token, was the catalyst that started the absolute downfall, plummeting of this game, in my opinion. This is why I stopped playing. On top of level boosts. Level boost was probably a big contributor as well, but this was the final straw. And that's because I was really big on farming gold, and I would sit there and go mine. I'd spend hours of my teenage years mining just to go make some money. Gotta get that gold. So I'd get that gold, make some money, sell it. And now what essentially the WoW token said is, it doesn't matter how much work you put into it, someone with a credit card can do it. So why put in the time when someone could just paid it for it? And I've had battles with people, and you might push back on me this. I think WoW's a pay to play now. It's pay to win.
I don't agree.
We'll debate it.
Yeah. And here's my reason for that.
He scooted up in the chair.
Right? Let me get a little comfortable here. Let's talk. I played WoW for...
I'm going to give you 2 minutes. 15, all right, 2 minutes on the clock.
15, 16 years? Okay.
Right.
And so I played it for a long time, right? I've seen everything. I've seen where you can buy gold outside transactions of the game, where you can have people come and farm it for you and do some trading within it.
So an illegal activity.
Pay money.
A bannable activity.
Yep. And so what happened is World of Warcraft couldn't combat it. So they just joined. They're like, I give up. I can't do it. I can't stop people from doing this. So let's just join them. Let's just join them and add the gold into the game. It does not take away. It does make the game like, let's be quicker and let's get to where we want to go. Let's get our, certain things within the game that we want to buy from the auction house. And other services within the game, right? Because there's other services like I can go in and do a Mythic Plus, and I can pay for it and have somebody run me through it with gold, and that's a transaction there too. So then I can pay money to have those things. So you can pay. So even just like combating what you're saying, I'm almost agreeing in the sense with Mythic Plus and rating. You can pay to win in that sense, right?
There's the reason I asked you to go first on this, by the way.
I know, because now I'm kind of stepping on my toes of what I was actually saying, because I didn't think about that till just now, in the sense that I
You
could
didn't even
pay
get into
somebody.
threes PvP carries yet.
Yeah, well, that's the same thing. Threes, twos, fives, whatever you want to do, you can get carried. You can get carried in BGs. You can get carried in Mythic Plus dungeons, which then allows you to have gear, which then makes you better in the long term. I've done it before.
Mm-hmm.
I've jumped on. I'm like, man, I get a 15 done this week. I'm gonna just pay someone 150,000 gold, and that 30,000 is pretty low right now. It's about the 150, 200,000 is what it is.
Yeah, this
So
might
the
be an old
inflation
slide. Okay.
this is like one of the first ones, right? But what I'm saying is the inflation. We see the inflation
Mm-hmm.
is what's happened. Is gold now is just it's easy to get, right? Because we can pay for it.
Does that make the
but
game?
yes.
Your 2 minutes have passed, so I'm interrupting you now.
Yeah, I don't do.
Don't mind me. I'm being
2 minutes.
Mr. Interrupt.
Don't give me the 2 minutes. You don't give me the 2 minutes. I give you
I
no 2
interrupted
minutes.
you a lot, though.
Right, but what I'm saying is I kind of talked myself into the sense that yes, WoW has now become a paid to win because they added this token. If they did not add this token, I would say it's not a paid to win. Illegally, it'd be paid to win, right? I go to Joe Smo's WoW token website and buy gold through them transactions, and then meet with somebody in the dark webs within World of Warcraft and get my gold that way. But yeah,
Here's the way I compare it. All right. For instance, we play Escape from Tarkov. Escape from Tarkov has a massive cheater problem with aim bots and wall hacks. We use wall hacks for a cheat, okay? Would it be okay if EFT was like, you know what? We don't really want to deal with it, so why don't we just join the market and we're going to offer for people to buy a wall hack from us. But we're going to put like a limit on it, you know? I feel it's
that's a little different.
I think it's comparable.
That would kill the game instantly. This game is dying because the content
This game is full of
not
bots.
there. No, well, the content is not there anymore. The problem with
that's another
thing. It has nothing to do with paid to win. The problem with this game, it's been out 15 plus years, and they only get big updates every year and a half. So they're not doing their content is drying.
No, I'll push back on that because we've had
100%.
we've had long time without games. When people have a passion for a game, they still play it. They still come back for it. You know, Cataclysm, Warlords.
They come back for it. So they left. They're not.
That's
playing
why.
the game.
So WoW's about. All right. So
back.
Is WoW about subscription numbers or is WoW about
now
continuous
a
play?
Seasonal game.
That's okay.
Game.
That's okay. Because
But
there's still.
wasn't.
For instance, I paid for my WoW subscription for a long time.
Oh, you hear?
Without playing.
Watch this right here. I'm gonna show you something. On my right here. This right here. Is a plaque. It's dusty, right? This right here. I don't know where you went. You left me.
I'm here.
I'm just showing this. I see how it is. This right here was sent to me. It's a heavy plaque. It's all metal. After 10 years of subscribing continuously without breaking it, without taking a break. So this is their 10-year anniversary gift that I got from them. I'm proud of it. Was it worth 10 years of subscriptions? No.
Well, see, like to me, Blizzard is not the same company it used to be. I mean, we could go on a whole rant about what Blizzard has become. I mean,
yeah, we haven't even talked about the stuff going on right now. Right?
We want to do a little Blizzard flexing, all right?
Hey,
a little WoW. I have this.
Yeah,
I have this. This the collector's edition.
Right.
Haven't even done it.
Right.
Haven't even put it on yet. I have the code over there. Haven't even put it in. I got it as a birthday gift, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna play, but I guess I'll.
Right.
To me, it goes back to like I hate that argument that. Well, you know, because like you take an illegal act that's a bannable in the game. Your account's banned for buying gold and being like, well, we got tired of combating it, so we just decided, we want some of that money, so we're gonna do it. Well, that kills your game. That kills the idea of the like the game's all about progression and meaning something, like, and going into the character boost, being able to boost your character. Yes, you can't get like the last 10 levels, but you could boost your character all the way up, which was the grind. I remember when I first started playing it, it'd be like, hey, how many level 60s you got?
Dude, that was rough.
And you'd be like 2. And someone out of nowhere be like, I got a full server 6, and you'd be like, that dude's got no life.
No,
you would be. But now my brother has 20 max level guys, boosted them all, no problem. And to me, it lessens the value of having characters. Like, your characters don't mean anything.
Yeah, it's just a play style.
Yeah, it's
what combination of buttons are you hitting?
And think too, when we like World of Warcraft is to me an immersive game. When I played my character, I wanted to become my character. In a lot of ways, it was D&D to me. You entrenched yourself with that character, and this is why I think World of Warcraft is not a game that should have microtransactions within it. And for a long time, it did not. You're paying a monthly subscription, mind you. This is where their money's coming from. Monthly subscriptions.
Yeah, and
they got greedy and wanted to add boosts, level boost tokens. There's now a mount store, which lessens mounts, in my opinion, even more. Because it goes back to those predatory tactics of limited time, 30 days only. You want this mount?
There's a lot more, though, with the mount specifics. There's a lot more mounts in the game that you can get than there is purchasable.
Oh, 100%.
Too
100%. But
so it has those, just those. I mean, I'm just just those features.
I just don't. I don't think they should exist. And finally, the perfect storm came where they got bad PR. People are fed up with how the games run. Lack of good content, like story-wise, this story has sucked. Like the same tropes, the same stuff. Like I want where's my life? Like you have no idea. Even though I don't play the game actively, I would still to this day watch a live cinematic trailer because I thought, like, they get me giggity. I would go through, and I still to this day do go back and watch the cutscenes, and you could see where they have taken so much care out of cutscenes.
Their cutscenes are better than the game.
I just said I don't even their cutscenes have gone down, in my opinion, and their cutscenes are better than the game.
Yeah, no, the way that the cutscenes look is the way the game should look, in my opinion. That's the look. I think they need to change the complete look of the game to really have it an opportunity to make it any better. We're getting to that point where too cartoonish, because most of the people that are playing it are our age. To be honest, there's not very many young people playing this game anymore.
Yeah, I mean, we could go into a whole nother thing about talking about bot accounts.
Right. And that's
another subject,
back
but
in the day.
It's huge now.
I don't know.
Have you seen the bot accounts now? Especially in Classic?
I haven't paid attention.
Bots have pretty much killed Classic.
Have they?
Yeah, because they introduced the WoW token into Classic, which they said they would never do.
Yeah, I heard that. That was an awful decision.
But again, that goes back to this company being greedy. They had people paying for a 15-year-old version of their game that were happy to throw money away to play a 15-year-old, or what is it? Is it 15-year-old?
It's more than that.
Whatever year old. I'm going to say 15.
Way more than that. I played it for 15 years.
People willing to pay money to play an old version of your game. And we're talking about a game that's finite. It has a time limit.
17 years.
So a 17-year-old version of your game, people are willing to pay. We'll say 16 because WoW Classic came out roughly a year ago. We'll round up. or around we'll say 16 years, people were willing to pay for a 16-year-old version of your game, and knowing that eventually the game is going to end because they're going to come out with the patches, they're going to come out with the expansions, and it's going to eventually go back to where people started hating it again. And people were still willing to pay to go to those servers to play on those games.
Mm-hmm.
And they still introduced the WoW token. It shows the ultimate greed of this company, and it finally, the perfect storm has happened, and I honestly don't know if they can survive. Every game has loyal fans. EverQuest, for instance, still exists, and that we thought that game was gonna die forever. Die.
She's going to bed.
Aw. I know we're getting close to that time anyway, but you know,
Right.
I do think this game is dying. It's on life support. I don't know if it can recover. Because can you see them taking all these transactions out?
No, they'll never.
I mean, think of going to that board
Oh.
meeting, talking to investors and stockholders, and
Right.
saying, "Hey, we care about our players, and we're going to take out every bit of money making thing that we currently have." Pretty sure they're not going to like it.
Right.
I'm pretty sure not. To me,
looking at some stats from WoW, I just found some statistics that are out there. You know, the average monthly players is about almost 7 mil, just under 7 mil for the last 30 days.
Yep. I watched
players in a day are just over 600,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say about your 7 mil. One of the things that I watched a really good video about, and it was think of how many of those accounts or those characters are alt characters.
Yeah, we don't know.
I mean,
Right.
the average player has at least 2 to 3.
So we don't know if that monthly player means the same account,
Mm-hmm.
or if that means different characters within that account. I'm assuming this is monthly players, as in the amount of accounts specific, but I don't know. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know you. I believe you still play WoW, correct, Duck?
No,
No.
not right now. I was just recently, then I kind of stopped right now. I've gotten burnt out from the game.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I love playing with my cousin on there, and one of these days we're gonna have to have him on here to talk about it because he still plays WoW, and he's played the same character since day one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which is, yeah, I mean, and he streams. He's a great guy, very very knowledgeable, and one of the best players I've ever played with. Okay, in the game in general. I want to ask him some of this stuff because I want to know what his thought, and someone that's immersed in it and plays it every day still, and never's taken a break like I have.
Yeah, he'd be a great interview on it. I mean,
this was one of the best expansions the game has ever made, in my opinion, and it still didn't grasp me.
Yeah.
Right. It still didn't make me want to stay there and play the game. It's a very grindy game. They've just added, and I'm it's kind of funny because I talk about in Rust, I love farming. I love doing those aspects, but it's the type of farming, the type of system that they've built within Rust that is so much better than what is built within World of Warcraft. In that sense.
Do you think you would feel better about WoW and farming your character if it meant more? If it meant like it was a grind to get to the top tier, and it wasn't like a pay, like, so you didn't feel like someone could just purchase XP boosts and get the heirloom items to boost up.
I've bought all that stuff. I've leveled with all that, and it shows you I'm not playing the game, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying if
all
that
those
wasn't
things
in
were
there
in the game, yeah, I would say if it was the way Classic was when it first came out, that was hard as hell. Okay, that was not an easy game. That reminded me of playing Tarkov right now in that sense that it's a grind. you have a chance to just, not that you don't lose your stuff, but it's just hard, right? It's hard. It's hard to keep going. You're just killing the same thing over. It was almost boring in that sense, but I'm okay with it because it didn't give you that instant gratification on everything, right? They still have some of that within WoW. There's still some of that stuff where you have to work weekly and you have to do a lot of stuff to be able to lead up to the point of you getting that tier, that item. But it's not within raids anymore. You know what I mean? You can get those things outside of raids, outside of those areas by doing certain things within the game that will allow you to have that gear. I think they've gone away from the sense of they're still stuck in that everybody wins mentality, right? They're still stuck in the sense that, well, we can't just have the elite just do it. We need to have everybody. So that's why they brought in the gold. That's why they brought in the paid to win type of thing. That's why your trade chat is only people that are putting their message out there to sell you something, to sell you a service, to get you through a dungeon, to get you through a raid and get gear. So you get to the point where, man, I've done all this, I spent all my money, and now it's an empty gratification in my sense, right? So if they didn't, yes, I would probably play the game more. Because I'm too tempted to go buy the gold and to go buy the runs
Yeah.
and do those things, because I'm behind everybody else. All my friends, all my cousins and all of them are already ahead of me. So to catch up to them, it's like I got to get up there really fast. And I'm gonna get to that, and then I get to that point, I'm like, oh, I'm
It,
behind. I'm running a healer, and in my scenario, I'm running the healer, and I'm trying to get up to catch up to them. They're already all geared me. I'm like, well, let me go spend a little extra gold and get a couple pieces that I might be able to get a better chance at.
yeah.
Yeah, if they had that, probably. I think they've done a great job with this expansion, but um, there's already people that have almost cleared the best part of the game, the Mythic Plus dungeons. So we're months into this expansion, and now we gotta wait, another year before anything else comes
Yeah,
out.
I think
So
Mythic Plus is that's a whole nother side topic too.
right,
That perfect storm taking down the game, but I really do think that the all the transactions within the game have really led to the downfall of WoW, and it's really sad because, like I said, the people that play WoW wanted to get immersed into their characters, and it's why people are flocking to a game like Final Fantasy, which I don't think is perfect either. But they're taking advantage of it, and I hope that Final Fantasy learns from it. Like I said, I think WoW's too far gone. Their investors will never let them revert back. I mean, they let them do Classic, and then they added microtransactions to Classic. Like we said,
they had to do it because they were declining. There's no other way that if they weren't declining and they were steady or on and up, they would have never done it.
I mean, but you're paying. I have a hard time believing that because you're already paying for people that have purchased your microtransactions in base game. You can make the excuse that they want Classic to be self-sustained, but sometimes you gotta take your moneymaker to pay for your up and coming project or your other project that keeps people happy.
Classic. I'm just talking about the token in general.
Yeah.
Just bringing it in. The reason that it had to, they're watching other people, and WoW is good at that, right?
Oh,
they've seen a lot of other stuff come in other games that have come and gone and taken stuff from EverQuest, right? EverQuest was one of the biggest games out there, and then WoW crushed it because it took some of the stuff that they were doing and made it better and then enhanced it. So they're seeing a decline in their revenue. They have to be able to add RMT.
Like we said, we're if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. And Final Fantasy is gonna EverQuest. Wow.
Right.
Just like Brady Bloodsuit. Or Bloodsuit got Brady'd.
Bloodsuit
Bloodsuit got Brady'd.
Bloodsuit.
Whatever.
Bloodsuit. Like, what are you talking? Oh, don't get me on the football tangent. Come on now.
That's another time,
Yes.
another podcast.
Yes,
But
another podcast.
yeah, it's game's dying to me. It's already, to me, it's dead. I've
I
already
mean,
said my goodbyes.
it's dead to you, but not to a lot of people, right?
Oh, there's
There's a
still
lot of people
people that
playing.
play it.
Some of the big things that came up in the game, and it has nothing to do with money transactions. It has internal transactions that have not worked well with the people, the leaders of the game, have brought me more out of the game
Mm-hmm.
than it has than this part of it right here.
And that
So
leads
the
to my
reason
perfect
why
storm.
I'm not playing in the game is because of what was the harassments, the stuff that's going on, the allegations that I just don't want to be a part of a game that's outspoken about what's going on with it, right? Every game out there probably has some of that stuff going on, but
Mm-hmm.
until we hear about it, I can't do anything about that, without knowing. But what I can do is pull my support from a game that doesn't treat people properly.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing for me in that sense.
And see, this is where I'll push back a little bit, and I'll say that look at Riot. Game companies can survive these kind of things.
Sure.
People will stop playing, but it's like if your game's done right, they're just not gonna. People still play. Like, I don't care. The game didn't do it. I enjoy this game. I'm gonna play this game. If people enjoy the game or having a good time, they're still gonna play the game.
That's their choice.
No
right?
matter what behind the scenes is going on, like the people who the people behind the scenes running the game. If the game's good, people aren't going to care because that's not the game. They're going to play the game. They're not going to care. If the game's good, they're going to play it. But I think that leads to the perfect storm with people leaving because of, like myself, leaving because they don't feel their time's valued anymore. On top of stuff like this happening. Like that it makes me even more not want to play.
Right.
Like it does lead to more and more things like this. And then, perfect storm of a Final Fantasy coming out. And, it's been out, but being the perfect timing. But trust me, my wife plays Final Fantasy and I had to help her install it, and my number one complaint is the installer is a piece of crap and you have to figure out this. I felt like I was getting my Steam account hacked.
Go here, yeah. Oh, you had to bring that up.
For the record, Duck did get his Steam account hacked.
Yeah, I did.
He gave them the wrong information.
But we got it back. We're good to go. It was a stupid thing. They did a good job. I commend hackers. I don't know why I commend them.
I was just gonna say, you commend them?
Really trying that as hard as they did and pressuring as hard as they did. They were a team. I got double teamed, and in the long run, I won. They didn't take anything from me, but my time playing the game. That was it. They took no money from me, so I didn't give that away. It's just more the.
So I want to get.
But anyway,
I'm gonna give my opinion, then I'm gonna ask for yours for the final final thought on this. Then we're gonna go to something happy that I got a surprise for you.
Okay.
So my thought is, I think, like I said, I said it before. I think WoW's on life support. I don't think it can pick itself back up. I don't think it'll ever get past being more popular than it is now, and I think it's dead. I think the only thing that can happen is World of Warcraft 2. That's the only thing I could say that could happen, and it has to have everything gone. Now my question for you is, do you think World of Warcraft can make a comeback? An honest comeback?
I don't know. Like you said, they'd have to a lot of changes. It would have to be a Warcraft 2. It would have to be a World of Warcraft 2 for it to happen, because, and I don't ever see them doing that, because I think they're so caught into this downward spiral of trying to get out of it. They don't want to admit what they've done to kind of ruin the game. It's been on a decline for many years. It really has been. There's still some big people out there that are playing it and streaming it that are helping, but they're even looking on the outside. They're looking for other stuff. There's other games that are coming right now. I think one of the big WoW killers is a month away.
New World?
They keep pushing
possibly,
it back. Yeah. I think New World has the potential to really rock the MMORPG world. I truly I played the beta for a little bit. I've been watching people play it and understanding it. I think it has potential to be something really big. Now, will they do pay to win? I I I hope not. There is skin options within the game. We know that. We've seen that already. Um, they've made major changes to the game within the last couple years because it was only a PvP only game. So they added a ton of PvE essential to it. They have a great system that WoW is lacking, So could they? They could, but I don't think they will. I don't think they've done anything. We haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything out there. There's been talk about it for years about a Warcraft 2, or WoW 2 coming out, but I don't see it coming anything better. I think they're just because it's even to the point where they're looking at other games. They've had to tank those games. They've had to stop those games because they weren't good. They were trash. So they've already spent money in other ways, thinking that those are going to be the next games, for Blizzard. I don't see anything making it any better. I really don't, unless they make some major changes graphically. I think that's a huge thing. They have to get to the Rust, the new world, the types of looks and those type of mentalities to make it really fit with what's going on now. We're it's one of the only one major games left that is cartoonish in that sense, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see them making a big change.
Yeah. I just want to throw this out there. Hot take. Unless New Worlds has an amazing story, I think it's going to be a flop. And I say that because Final Fantasy has the best story behind it. Other than what I thought WoW had. And I don't see New World unless it has a killer story. As an MMO, I do not see it lasting long.
I don't think it has to have a story to make it better than WoW.
I think, and here's why I think it does. It has to have one because I need to feel enriched. I need to feel, right? But do. I think in my opinion shares a mass amount of people that want to feel enriched in a game. I think the vast majority of games people want a good story. I mean, you mentioned that yourself when you talked about WoW, about the direction of the story has gone down.
Well, yeah, but they went futuristic. They went way too far. It's kind of like Fortnite is in that sense too. They're going this way off deep end.
I mean, Fortnite has an amazing story.
I don't like their story. I think Fortnite's story was horrible. But maybe I'm the very few people that enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a old school mentality when it comes. I don't like futuristic stuff. Okay, I don't like watching futuristic movies. I don't like watching sci-fi. I don't care for that stuff. I have no ambition to watch it and be a part of it. And it's becoming big in World of Warcraft. It's big in Fortnite. It's big in these. Maybe there is a lot of people that like it, right? And enjoy that stuff. I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
So story wise, I could, to be honest, in World of Warcraft, click, get me through the quests. I didn't read any of that stuff. I barely watched the cinematics.
But to me, I think that took away. I think that's part of why. And I'm putting words in your mouth right now. I think that's why you got disinterested in the game. And I think that's true for a vast amount of people.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't think, and I'm willing to make a bet, little podcast bet with you, that I think New Worlds, after 6 months, will not even be on the first scroll of Twitch.
I don't.
The first scroll.
But I will. I'll take a. I'd bet on that.
After 6 months, I don't think so. A year, I bet it's on 2.
No.
Because I don't. I mean, I've looked at the game. I'm gonna try it out. I know you hooked me up with that beta key, and I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah, you are.
Try it, but I don't see the legs, you know?
but like you said, I think a lot of my thought process was I didn't look at the games and the story and the lore of it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but I've listened to other podcasts. I've watched other people get giddy about that stuff. They love it. You know,
Oh,
it's
I'm
like
one of them
reading a book,
people.
like you said, being immersive. I wasn't. So in New World, I'm taking a different approach. I
Mm-hmm.
am going to take it in that sense. I'm going to take it slower. I might be in a guild of a lot of people. They do their own thing, whatever. I want to see what the game is like myself and see truly what they're coming out with, you know.
Yeah.
They have some futuristic stuff in there too. Some off the wall looking graphics and stuff too, but is it, you know, I don't know. I like the fact of it. I like the way it's going to go. The story, the lore of it, I don't know it. I couldn't tell you where they're going with it. I haven't read it enough to do that,
Yeah.
but I will. I will read some more about it 'cause I
That's
am
what I said.
curious.
If they don't have a story, it's gonna flop. And it has to be an
Mm-hmm.
enriching story. I have to like it. I have to love it. I have to want to consume more. My addiction needs to be fed on story.
Right.
But now we're gonna go to my last. All right, I think we're good with that. We're done. We'll talk about that
Yeah.
off stream and probably
Right.
have at it. Hey, guess what my last part is?
Uh-oh.
It's me. It's just me saying where you can find us right now.
Oh,
Where can we
there you
find
go.
you, Duck?
Well, I'm on Twitch, usually a couple times throughout the week. I was on it the last three Sunday, Monday, or Saturday, Sunday,
I
Monday,
know you stream a lot more than me these days.
playing some Rust, and I was having a lot of fun searching different through servers. But you can find me at Twitch at Olduk. All my socials are Olduk21, and you could find some of that on Twitter. Twitter's a big thing for me. I do a lot of just live posts and stuff on there. I am doing a little bit on TikTok, a couple clips here and there every once in a while, and then any family stuff that I do or whatever, you know, in my regular life outside of gaming, some gaming stuff, but it's on Instagram. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
we have Discord as well, but
yeah, we were like I said before last episode. We're working on a lot of things behind the scenes and getting the everything put in place so that the all the gears connect.
right.
But I'll say definitely follow us on the old the YouTube. Which you got that link? You got that link ready?
See if I can put it again here.
Put that link in the chat.
There it is. There it is.
Make sure you follow us on YouTube. We after
That'll take
if
you right to the I think it's the last episode.
yeah. If you want to catch up, you want to learn more about us, you want to learn what we talked about last week, you can watch it there. Or if you just want to have a nice convenient way to watch us, that's a great place to do it. I will be posting every episode the next day from now on, so you can look forward to that. If you like, you know, you can't make it this late, you can't watch live, but you want to watch it on a much more reliable platform, it'll be there for YouTube to watch. Also, for myself, you can if you know, when I randomly do stream, I stream right here. You'll be able to catch us every Tuesday and Thursday doing the podcast. We won't be doing it this Thursday though. Duck has some prior engagements. I talked about replacing him, but I don't think I'm doing that this Thursday. So, but we will be here Tuesday.
Yes, we will be.
We'll be talking about topics in between then. If you guys have some topics that you might want us to cover, comment on the YouTube channel. Great place. Comment down there below. I promise we'll read them. I promise. And we'll definitely look into those topics. We'll talk about them. I know we want to be more engaged. We said this last week. We want to be more engaged with everyone in the live chat as well. We want to eventually get to a point where we bring you guys in and we start asking you guys questions, or you ask us questions live. And we really look forward to when we get to that point. We're just not there yet. I don't think we'll be there anytime too soon, but we look forward to that.
We do acknowledge, though. We do read the chat. I do look at it. You know, I'll post some stuff. If anything, I'll just put a little snip in there
Yeah.
send a message and say thank you. You know, we'll talk
Mm-hmm.
about those, but we do read them and we appreciate you guys' comments, just talking in chat and just kind of engaging with other people there too.
Yeah.
That's what it's all
100%.
about. It's awesome.
Yeah,
We
and
love
you know, I'll apologize right away, just because you know, we don't want to read everything in chat and kind of break up the flow of the podcast, but we, you know, we definitely will. Like Duck said, maybe that's something we can, one of us can do, is we can just text chat and talk with
Mhm.
people on there. I mean, we definitely will bring up topics if you guys have them, or hot takes. We'll definitely mention it as well. But you know, we really don't want to disrupt the flow, but we do read it. I read every comment we had today,
it. Mhm.
and yeah, we'll try to be more engaged on the message, you know, chat aspect of it, typing in chat, getting more engaged in that way.
I think we'll have some episodes. You know, we'll talk about those where we have live casts. We're just talking about, you know, we're engaging with the chat and engaging with you guys and just, you know, answering questions on the fly, you know,
Hmm.
and talking about them. And if it's stuff that we don't know, you know, we'll come back with it on another episode.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
but for sure, YouTube is our biggest channel that you can talk to us. You can DM us in Discord as well if you want. You can, especially with me. If you have our I put all do you have yours in there?
My
Your
what?
channel, your Discord channel going on
It's in my about
within
me.
yours?
If you,
Okay.
I mean, if you want to join my personal Discord, it's down there. I
Right.
mean, you can message. I don't know. I probably will make a DukNilla section in there.
Mhm.
I keep bumping
We'll
my
get
mic
that
and it's
other
bugging
one.
me.
I'll get that other one going. I
But
keep
yeah,
bumping the mic, or
no,
you do?
I keep bumping.
Oh,
I keep hitting it with my hand because I talk with my
we'll
hands.
work on we'll try and get on that Discord here soon. Hopefully within the next week.
Hmm.
I got some people that I've reached out to that might be able to help us out with getting it going too, and just helping us get it a little bit coordinated, and so we can get you guys in there into just a community. That's what we want to build, a community where we can talk about games, play games together, live life together,
Oh yeah,
and have fun. You know,
yeah,
that's what it's all about. So
yeah. I know that's some of our more medium, short. I don't want to say too short range because makes it sound like we want to, you know, we're pushing for it right away. But I'll say more long term is we definitely want to be more, you know, we want to be involved with you guys. We want to play games with you guys. We want to talk to you guys. You know, but we you know, we still have a lot of work behind the scenes to do, and till we get to that point, we're working on it. But with that said, good night, guys. We'll see
right,
you a week from today. Yeah, a week from today. And good night.
have a good night. Thanks again.